go. Everyone in this world, especially in this quarantine pandemic time, loves and enjoys watching Netflix, right? I mean, every single person in this world has something to do with Netflix and chill, like what I mentioned in the last episode. And so many great movies that you watch, it appears on Netflix, right? As well as the TV series. But there's one movie that just released in this platform this month. And it got so many attentions because it's... Okay, I'll give you a name of this movie. It's called Cuties. I mean, the name it's Cuties, right? It sounds cute, Cuties, But it's not that cute. Why? Let me explain. This movie is a French language movie titled Mignons. I don't know how to spell it in French. I barely can speak French, even though I have a name like it sounds Frenchy, Avril with a V, like Avril Lavigne, But the only word that I know it's just merci and bonjour, I guess. And still, I don't even know how to spell it. So, yeah. So this movie is a French language movie, but when it goes, but when it goes to Netflix, it became Cuties. So I'm gonna give you the synopsis or the description on the movie, because you need to know what is it about. What is the movie Cuties? I said movie. What is the movie Cuties about? So, this is the descriptions. Cuties, 11-year-old Amy, so the main character is Amy, starts to rebel against her conservative family's traditions when she becomes fascinated with a free-spirited dance crew. Sounds controversial? Not yet until you see the OG synopsis. Yes, they have the OG synopsis because this one right here is the refurbished version or revisited versions or the new versions basically of the description of this movie. So the OG description is Amy, 11, becomes fascinated with a twerking dance crew, hoping to join them, and starts to explore her femininity, defying her family's traditions. Okay, from the descriptions, you already get mad, You're even getting mad after you seeing the trailer or even seeing the movie. But who's in charge of this movie, basically? Who's the commander-in-chief of this movie? So there's a girl, and the director of this movie, named Maimouna Dujouré. I don't know how to spell it in French because I barely speak French. This movie, if you take a look at the description and the trailer, feels like it's the Jeffrey Epstein movie that collaborate with Harvey Weinstein's. You know what I mean? I mean, like, this movie is like the true definitions of the Jeffrey Epstein's and Harvey Weinstein's dream movie. Imagine if like Jeffrey Epstein in France with Ghislaine Maxwell, some shit going on, calls out Harvey Weinstein, dude, I want to make a movie, with you, and then he has his idea of this, and then it's executed by Weinstein and the company and became Cuties. Basically, it's just that, And just forget about the left wing or right wing, because it's stuck in every single conversations, especially in this one. You know what? Y'all need to agree that whether you're left wing, right wing, or some random dude that loves chicken wing, we must agree and admit that this movie, it's so bad for your kids, or in other words, not safe for work. And also, left wings and right wings has a pretty bad reputations, especially the connections with the Epsteins. As you can see the photos right here, well explained. You know, the reason movie is so bad, other than, you know, sexualizing underage girls, it's also in the movie and also in the trailer. This movie shows the way they disrespecting some beliefs in the movie. It's just bad, you know. I mean, like, in the era where people needs to respect all races, religions, ethnicities, genders, sometimes you see something like this. It's just bad. And also, one major fault that has been made by Netflix. So, let's rewind to the description or the synopsis that I just gave in the beginning. If you take a look closely and detail, and that in the descriptions, it says the movie described as the rated R, not rated R, but like the 16 plus or 18 plus movie. Well, as you know, this movie has an 11-year-old girl that became the main actresses on this movie. That was the major fault that Netflix gave to the movie. And yeah, it's, how can you give the 18 plus region or category the movie of sexualizing underage girl? Underage, I mean 11 years old girl. It's just nonsense. And the ratings. Look at the ratings, guys. This is the best way to adopting physical and social distancing. Just look at the ratings, guys. If you take a look at the Rotten Tomatoes, there's always like Tomatometers and audience score, right? And Tomatometers is basically, well, the critics review. And the audience, well, is just, well, audience, like regular audience, like you and me, you know. Just take a look at the ratings. So Tomatometer says it's 90%. But the audience says 5%. I mean, like, straight 5. If you take a look at Captain Marvel or the OG Suicide Squad or the Joss Whedon's Justice League or even movie Cats, the world's most hated movie in 2020, it's far worse. You know, like, you get the 5%. It's just like, if you are in high school or like college, you almost drop out with that score. It's just 5. I mean, it's just 5%. I mean, like, let's say the perfect score in the class is 100%, and you get a 5% out of 100%. It means that you almost drop out, guys. I mean, it shows how bad this movie is. And also, just take a look at the people's reaction. I watch some of the videos on YouTube, especially the videos that made by Diesel Patches, and I found this comment, interesting comments right here. So this dude says on the comments, I'm not Muslim or religious guy at all, but this movie is very godless. Okay, wow. I mean, yeah, I agree with that, like, yeah, it's very godless. And the other comment says, in Turkey, but not chicken Turkey, but it's country, Turkey, banned this movie because of promoting the P word. I'm not talking about the P that Chris Evans did. By the way, I shoot this video the same day or the same time as the Chris Evans photo leak. But it's not Mr. P, but it's another P. Like, it starts with P and then it ends with A. It's bad. It's a bad word to say on YouTube. And YouTube didn't allow this. So, yeah. I mean, Turkey did a pretty damn good job to blockade this movie, basically. I appreciate it because you gave the bad values, right? But let's see the effects after Netflix dropped the movie, right? Drop the Cuties on the market. Just take a look at the stocks. The Netflix stocks really, really dropped to the all-time low. Like all-time low. Like the John Bellion songs. All-time low. Right? And as a result of the backlash and even unsubscribe movement, guys. There's like an unsubscribe movement of Netflix, or yeah, it exists. And I had one, I already unsubscribed, and people's also getting mad because of the show that they love on Netflix has dropped out. But it turns out Netflix changed it with this. And one of the favorite show that just mentioned is Patriot Act. So the reason you use Patriot Act by Hassan Minhaj is dropped out of the Netflix, not continuing to be on productions because it's already technically cancelled by Netflix. So the show, it's cancelled. You know what? Honestly, I love this show. I love watching Patriot Act because, especially in the year like 2020, where like all the shit that's going on, especially the presidential elections and the Congress elections. So we need stuffs like Patriot Act. Could you please open your Twitter and say, bring back Patriot Act and make it viral, I hope so, because I love Patriot Act, to be honest, One of my favorite shows if you consider Patriot Act as the late night game, well, I can count it as the late night shows. One of my favorite shows at late night. But it's not late night. I mean, like, it's streaming platform. What can you expect for a streaming platform? There's no such a rule in which the time you release the series. It's just no rules, In verdict, Cuties is just bad. And you don't have to watch it. Better you watch a movie Cats, even though they have a bad CGI that has been going on with their productions. But hey, at least they're just doing the cat things. Although it's a nonsense cat things, you know. That's the only way, or that's the only movie. If you have a three choice between Cuties, Cats, and Mulan live action, I would prefer Cats. Because Mulan, it's bad, totally bad. I mean, look, like what I say, I didn't care about left wing or right wing. I just care about human being, right? And Mulan, it's, I mean, like what happens between the Mulan, like behind the scenes going on, turns out it's the opposite of my view in this world, as I care towards human being. They're the opposite of my point of view. So it's, I don't want to explain too detail, but it's like, you know what I mean. You get my idea, right? And Cuties is also bad because it's sexualizing underage girl. I mean, unless the Tomatometers or those critics review is the good friend of R. Kelly or Jeffrey Epstein or maybe Harvey Weinstein, it's just like, I never believe in critics review. I always believe in audience review. Sometimes I believe in my friends review, but I believe in audience review more because they're just honest review, you know, and it's a great thing, you know, and you should note that, you know, you should note that. If you're already unsubscribing to the Netflix, I have one recommendations, the series that you should watch. It's a little bit mature, a little bit gore, but this series, it's on Amazon Prime. It's called The Boys. They already have like a season 2 that has been going on in this month, and also a couple of episodes in the next month. So, you know, I love watching The Boys. From the season 1 and the season 2, I love watching that, and it's just amazing, and it's better than Cuties. Far better than Cuties. Yeah. Straight facts. I think it's time to over. Yeah, my clock's now functioning. Okay, done.